Sunday morning, Mother's Day. So, go out there, show appreciation, love, respect. I think it's the biggest one. I think that encompasses the love and appreciation as a single motive. To our mothers out there, I am of the tail end of Generation X. Looking around, I've witnessed a large portion of our population of men out there my age, Generation X, my age to, oh gosh, I think the oldest Gen X is near 50-ish right now. It was basically the first generation that had come along. The divorce was not only relatively easy, but nearly acceptable. It was also the last generation that one parent could work and support a household. We can't do that anymore. So the good fathers that were there just working their asses off, I salute you, but this is specific for mothers. The shitbag fathers that found it was easier just to bail out, well, I had one of those. I was raised by my mother, my grandmother, and my uncle. Those are the three pivotal people in my life, namely my mother and my grandmother. My uncle was there, father figure, best friend, teach me the manly things in life, I suppose. But I learned my principles, my passion, my compassion, religion. Pray that'll come out. No, I learned the basic principles that guide my life through my mother and my grandmother. So, please, let's take a moment, definitely salute the women in our lives and our partners. Oh, Lordy. I am owned by a small business, and I work a lot of hours. I work hard to compromise a balance between my home, family life, and my business life. But business overflows most of the time into my personal life. And that's the way it is. Okay, I'm owned by a small business. A developing small business in the first 5 years. So I owe a lot to my partner as well, to Crystal. Through some pretty good lumps over the last couple of years we've been together. We have a wonderful family together. And she's helped to show me some things my mother never really got to show me, and it is working your ass off isn't bad. I saw that in my mother. 3 jobs to raise us kids. But there's got to be a balance. And it doesn't matter what you're going to go do. Every time you get in a car, it's an adventure. You go out and you have an adventure. So we go out and have regular adventures, whether it's just a walk or we go walk down to the gas station down the street. It's like a 1.5 mile round trip. Perfect little light jaunt for lazy fuckers like me. Even it's a perfect little light jaunt. Have an ice cream and sit on the curb and people watch with the kids. She puts up with my compulsive addiction to my work. Yeah. So here's to all the mothers out there. I wouldn't be who I am today without the combined effort of the lot. there's a lot of ugly out there, and if we can bring a little beauty to our families, to our children, that's important. The other one, the other subject, I want to broach this real quick because yesterday was a fun day. We actually had a very full day. We went to the swap meet. We went we went to the shop for a while. We went to the farmer's market before the swap meet because it was the opener. Mother's Day weekend is always the opener here for the Des Moines Downtown Farmer's Market, and it's huge, and it was perfect out. We had this wild haze set over the city. Apparently it's over the whole state and a lot of the Midwest from wildfires out west. But it was just this eerie, beautiful backdrop. And I pray for all those caught up in these wildfires that casualties are few, losses are limited, and folks are able to rebuild and move on with their lives. I don't pay attention to a lot of news, and I didn't even realize where this haze was coming from yesterday. So, a little thought to those folks as well. My day yesterday, it's like this, and this has to do with attitude. I've stated the main point before. Attitude grants latitude. If you've got a good attitude about things, you can get a lot further on far simpler means. You can be a lot happier with far less. We get up and around yesterday. Our youngest boy throws the door open and runs outside to play. He's 4. Well, our pit, biggest goofy lover you'll ever meet, but he terrifies people. He runs up on people. He wants to meet everybody. So if he gets out of the yard, and typically we don't tie him on a lead unless we're just going to let him run around outside for an hour or 2. He goes outside, does his business, comes back in, and he's part of the family. He sleeps in our bed. He's part of our family. He's just another one of the kids. But if left unattended, boom, out the door, and he goes and visits the neighborhood. So a day starts off, we lose the dog. I wander around the yard calling for him. My daughter wanders around the yard calling for him. I send the 4-year-old out, our youngest boy, to call and look for the dog. Not because I expected results, but I wanted him to put that effort. I wanted him involved in that. He was responsible for the dog getting out. His actions led to the dog getting out and roaming, so I wanted to get him in on that action. And he did. He did well. And the wife runs around the block 3 or 4 times looking for him in the car. Nothing. About time she gives up, she comes home. He's across the street visiting the golden retrievers across the road. So there you go. We get him inside, we get shuffled off, we go to the farmer's market. We go and park in a paid lot. It's got the little arms that go up, you pull the ticket, you move on. Well, I pull up, 90% of downtown, even if it's a paid lot, is free parking on the weekends. It's just, all the meters are not monitored. None of the meters in downtown are monitored. Most of the parking garages, most lots are free parking through the weekend. This one's not. This is a privately owned lot. So I pull up, and we had a 2-car yesterday because we got the whole tribe. I pull up, and the arm's most of the way up in the air. I'm like, oh, fuck, okay, we just zoom in, free parking for the weekend, because when they're set up, a lot of them just bink, the arm goes up, no big deal. So, wife follows suit. We get inside, we park, we go walk around the farmer's market. We come back out, and we realize, yes, in fact, you're supposed to pull a ticket and pay and so forth. We have no tickets. It's $45 a ticket if you lose a ticket or if you don't have a ticket to get out of said parking lot. So I'm scoping out, see if there's a curb I can bounce. Really, I'm a little pissy at this point. There's a couple people that are working on the swing arm on the far other end of the parking lot, the exit swing arm. And so I go talk to him. I'm going to check this out. This is what happened. Is there anything you can do to help us? You know, the arm was up. Most of downtown's free through the weekend. He's like, yeah, not this one. I'm like, well, I figured that out. No big deal. But is there any way? You know, I'm not really. I'm feeling a little betrayed here. Most of downtown's free. The arm was up. But we just drove in. Well, we're not getting back out without a ticket. So the guy gives me a ticket. I thought we only had one ticket. I thought my wife was in typical fashion smarter than me and took a ticket. No, she followed suit, followed me right in. So she's like, well, we need 2 tickets. I'm like, well, shit. Okay. What do we do? How did the argument start? That's how the argument started. 2 stubborn people, not clearly paying attention to each other and definitely misunderstanding each other. And that's how the argument started. And we argued pretty vehemently, pretty nastily. Something that I would put in the realm of a budding abusive, budding towards the abusive nature, verbally. Anyhow, that gets to a point of conclusion. She won't take my shit, I won't take hers. We're a good team. And so it's like, well, let's zoom over here and see if these folks are still here, see what we can do. So we zoom over, they're done, they're loaded up, they're leaving. So I turn around, she pulls up next to me, so just take this ticket, I'll pay the fee to get my truck out, and we'll move on with life. The guy comes over and says, hey, you need a ticket, what's going on? And well, in normal fashion, expecting my wife to be smarter than me, I thought we just needed 1 ticket. No, she followed me right in my ignorance, and yeah, we're kind of stuck. He's like, well, here's a ticket. It's a $5 ticket to get out. There you go. I'm like, man, I really appreciate it. So we moved on. We went to the fairgrounds. We zoomed around out there and had our fun there. And it was a reasonable time out at the fairgrounds. We didn't have any children really melt down or anything like that. Fast forward through the day, we helped friends tear a deck off a porch roof, first floor porch. There's a deck on it. You come out off the second floor apart, and Rowan has altercation with other kids that are there. Instead of starting a fight or an argument, he kind of buttons up and just sits down. He's pissed off, but he just sits down. And we leave there. We have one more stop on the way home. My daughter realizes she doesn't have her jacket. They each got $10 yesterday at the swap meet to spend. She still had money left over. But it was in her jacket, and it was one of her favorite jackets. She freaks the fuck out. She figures out she forgot the jacket at the shop when we had to go to the shop between the swap meet and helping our friends tear this deck apart. And it was nice for our friends, furnish, pizza for supper. And it was a good time. The kids got to play with other kids and so forth. So she calms the fuck down. We get home, and while over at our friends, our 4-year-old got busy playing, and then all of a sudden he had to go to the restroom. And he tried getting on the toilet. As he's trying to get on the toilet, he wets himself. He's 4. He's in that learning process. He's 90% there. He does very well 90 to 99% of the time. So we finally get everybody home. They're my son was riding with me, and I was explaining to them, him this same process. So what's this have to do with attitude? What's any of this have to do with attitude? If I woke up tomorrow and, oh fuck, the dog got out and we had to run around for almost an hour to find him, and then we go to the farmer's market and me and the old lady got in a big blow up argument, and then shit, we went out to the swap meet and that was, whatever, and then we go to the shop and go help these friends, and Liam, he has an accident, pees himself, and then we go and Rowan almost gets in a fight, and then we go over to our last stop of the day and Ivy has a total throwdown meltdown, and oh fuck, what a day. If you allow that view in that direction, it's very stressful, can be overwhelming, it could have been a rough day. I looked at it as, the dog ran off, but he came home. No harm, no foul. Our dog came home and he was happy and he got that run out of his system, so he'll be okay for a few months again. And then we'll go to the farmer's market. I had a decent time downtown at the farmer's market, and we go to leave, and we're blessed because there was somebody there working on those arms to let us out of the parking lot. That was definitely a huge blessing. It was how much good fortune can you expect in a day? Me and the girl got in a nasty argument, but the end result was huge leaps forward in our interpersonal relationship. Later on, moving on, Liam had an accident, but he recognized and tried getting to the stool, and he did well. He did his solid best effort after being so wrapped up in playing to get to a restroom and use the toilet. So I'm proud of the little guy. He tried his best. My son, instead of actually starting an altercation, he shut down, walked away, and sat down. So there wasn't anything huge going on. My daughter, she's got a horrible, she'll get angry and go into a hysteric fit that lasts for hours sometimes. She pulled herself back together, she pulled herself back together and calmed down. Those are some huge steps for one single day. That was pretty awesome. It was an awesome day. But it's perspective, and that's really mapping out my day yesterday is nothing more than inherent lesson on just that perspective. I want people to shift their view a little bit. Maybe the world will be a little prettier. So attitude grants latitude. I had an amazing day yesterday, not because of all the parts in between the ordeals, but because of the ordeals and how they played out and how they were handled, how it was dealt. I had an amazing day because of that. The other one is, regretfully, I'm still in Iowa, I'm not in Florida. We had great big plans to go to Florida. Wife has a sister in Florida. I want to go down to the YouTube Garage Gang meetup. We were victims of corporate downsizing about a month ago. So we're down to a lesser income for the household between our combined incomes. So we didn't hit the road. We didn't make it out of Iowa for that, and I'm regretful. I keep seeing Neil and Andrea and a couple others posting photos from the YouTube Garage Gang get together, and it looks like a blast. An absolute all hands on just riot of a time. I'm sad I missed it. So we're gonna work on certain financial goals. So next one that comes around that's in Florida, next one that Brady's host, we can make, because I would really love to go and visit with everybody again. Last year's in Kansas City was fun. I want to make more of these. And then I guess we snatch onto the shop. I got the 3 guys, 1 part-timer. Everybody else is working essentially a heavy part-time schedule right now. And it functions, it works. I want to work them more hours so they're earning more money and getting more experience more quickly so they can earn more money. We're working on that. We're working on the workload and the cash flow. We're close to pushing a couple of these automobiles out on the restoration side, which I'm very pleased about. The car lot side, it's been a really wild trip, and it's almost perfect and beautiful. It is 1 week we get 3 to 6 cars for car lots. The next week, 0, maybe 1. It doesn't sound like that good of a ride, but when you start balancing that out, where basically every other week we're just hammering on the restorations, getting caught up there, it's the blessing I've been begging for 3 years. I finally cracked. I've got 4 guys dipping in my toolbox for specialty tools and whatever they need to get a job done. I finally cracked. Isaiah's got most tools he needs, the basic setup. Jason's working out of a little rally box, but he's got most of his setup he needs. Aaron's our part-timer, our casual worker when he can get there. He's got kids to drop off in the morning, kids to pick up in the afternoon. He's got work at his other place, so he's got a really fucked up schedule. He ain't got shit. He's got a pocket knife and a decent attitude. That's it for tools for Aaron right now. But I finally cracked. I bought a used box off of Yule strap-on truck. I'm gonna end up paying, the sticker price is like $5. After Snap-on gets their interest out of me, it'll be like a $700 toolbox. But it's done. It's done. It shows up Thursday. Swap meet I picked up, socket rails I've picked, and I've been pigeonholing stuff for this box for about 5-6 months now. Just getting tools to throw in it once I get it set up. It's not that guys are being irresponsible or lazy or malicious. It's just there's 4 guys dipping fingers in that box, and I'm the only one that knows actually what's in that box. They know typically if they need it, it's in there, but they don't know what all I have in my box. I have engine rebuilding tools. I have suspension tools. I was a wrench before I was body tech. So I've got this 6-foot box with umpteen drawers in it, and they don't know what's all in that box. Things get misplaced, things get put in the wrong area, whatever. Can't handle it no more. The actual losses have been reduced to, I lost a 13mm socket and I lost a 3-inch extension from my little Blue Point kit in the last 8 months. So it's not like there's heavy losses adding up here. It's just frustrating. I can't do it no more. It's stressful. Isaiah, he's been around over a year now. Proud of the kid from where he came from. He's 19, almost 20. He's looking to experience other things in life before he goes to college, before he lists in the military. Those are 2 goals he has in life, and he wants to experience some other shit. So, he looked a while ago when we were discussing it. He's looking again. I think he's going to leave our shop and go experience other things, which makes me sad, but I'm proud of the kid. I don't want to see him go because, for instance, we had a 03 Camry come in. It was a collision. It crushed the core support. It had to be cut off, new core support fitted, car assembled, measurements checked, car disassembled, plug weld holes cut in the core support, everything prepped, welded, painted, reassembled. Isaiah took the job from keys to keys. what I helped with, what I did was I welded up the core support, got it prepped and everything for welding, sealed it with epoxy and painted the areas, sealed up and painted areas that were welded so they were protected, they're correct. Painted the parts after they had been fitted, and that was the extent of my help. I wet sanded 2 little saggers on the hood that I created. Other than that, Isaiah led the charge and got that project keys to keys. That's pretty damn amazing. I'm very proud of him. So that's kind of sad. New guy Jason, and I know you fuckers are watching this. The Elliots, Jason, his wife Kathy. I feel blessed to have those folks in our lives, part of our family at the shop. And he's hustling right along. He's got a lot of relearning of aspects that were taught incorrectly at one point, or taught not up to par at one point. But he hammers away. Every second he's there. He's a good attitude. I think he's a good motivational factor for the rest of the shop. He's always just hammering away. So that's kind of awesome. That's what's going on. That's my corner of the world. Again, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Show some love, folks. I'm out of here. This thing has rambled on far enough. It is not enough to nourish the body. You must nourish the mind and the soul. Go do that.